Pittsburgh meeting for coming to today's game. I'm sure you enjoyed it as much as our players did. It's a gutsy win by our guys. Couldn't be prouder of the effort they gave. We came up in the fourth quarter, said we're going to win this thing. Broke down on win. Again, our guys believed. Again, it shows you true character. Come back from being 21 down. Players made plays. We made plays in the second half on offense and defense. Eli had a much better second half than he did starting off. But you kind of see some of that coming. The first half, what the time possession was, but it was not good. We lost that field, time possession probably by 12 minutes or so. So they had the ball a lot. We just didn't stay on the field offensively, but we did in the second half, and it's a heck of a win. We got a happy football team in that locker room right now, and again, they believed. But again, just shows true character. So questions?
Pat, what went into the adjustments? You posted that you guys were great adjustments on Thursday. You guys backed up with a 21-point comeback. What went into the adjustments on offense and get the defense?
Yeah, defense was just making the plays. I don't know if there was a ton of adjustments. I mean, they sat in there for a while at halftime and discussed a lot of things, what they liked, what they didn't like, and you kind of clean up your game plan based on what they're doing and what they're showing. And defensively, that's what we do. I don't know how many points we scored in the second half, but we make adjustments every series. We're trying to figure stuff out and take stuff away. But that's a good football team. I can tell you that. They were a lot better today than they looked against Morgan State last year, so I give them a lot of credit. Sorbsby's a football player. He made some great throws out to the flats, to the receivers. They did a nice job. They got a good football team, but we have a better football team today.
What gave you the faith that you had to stick with him even after the rough start?
You know what? Again, he's shown in practice that he's our guy right now, and and again, we know Nate can do it too. We just felt like the scramble ability, and he didn't waver at all. I mean, I think if you look in a kid's eyes and you see any dizziness, I mean, he was locked in, and shoot, he apologized to me after the game. That'll never happen again. I mean, that's kind of who he is. Glad we stuck with him because I don't think it happens at the end. And, Kanate Mumfield, Desmond Reed, kind of talked about him for a month now about what he is. 100 yards receiving, 100 yards rushing. That guy's a football player, credit goes to the players. Players make plays. Team win. Obviously, coaches did a nice job, but the players make plays.
What went into the 2-point conversion decision at the beginning of the fourth quarter?
Yeah, the recommendation, when we were down 21 was to go for 2, and I didn't think momentum-wise that was a smart decision. So, down 21 when we scored to go down, I guess 15. The recommendation was to go for it there, but I was like, no, momentum-wise, if you don't get it, to me, it didn't look good. But all the analytics tell you need to go for it. And again, if we get one of those, you're possibly playing for the win at all. So we're not playing to tie, we're playing to win. We know we have a good kicker, and again, our defense stepped up and got this, the 4-minute get the ball back with 2:38 or whatever it was on the clock, and our guys made plays.
What happened for you guys? It seemed like one thing Cincinnati was consistently doing throughout 2.5 quarters was isolating your cornerbacks, getting quick passes out.
Yeah.
Did you guys just say, hey, clamp down, you got to take those away, or what was the adjustment?
Clamp down. I mean, there was some major stiff arm push offs. That we just got to play better. We still got to get better at corner right now. We got to get a lot of young guys out there. We'll look at the videotape. But we play better in the second half. But Sorsby can make those throws out there. So if they're running a 10-yard comeback, I mean, he was putting them right on the money for the most part. So we got into some different stuff in the second half. And some of those sacks were big plays, great calls by Bates.
Desmond Reed had a big game today. What did you make of his performance?
I already mentioned it. Desmond Reed's a football player. I can't say enough. I don't know when the last time someone had 100 yards receiving, 100 yards passing. His performance is outstanding. I'm sure he'll be the player of the week in the ACC. If he's not, something's wrong. But he's a football player.
Do you feel like Eli just started to see the field better in the second half?
Possibly. I mean, I told you to drop an 8. You got to be smart with the football, and he did a better job even in the second half of scrambling and taking the yards they're going to give you. If you don't feel good, take off and run, and he did that in the second half as well. But he obviously saw the field, better. There was a couple scramble throws that were good as well. He could throw on the run, and he made some plays.
Obviously, Jason started at left guard, but Ryan was, in uniform. Was Ryan able to play today?
Yeah, Ryan was unable to play today, and Jason Collier did a heck of a job of filling in. And then Jason kind of went down with a little injury. We didn't have him at the end of that second quarter. I'm not sure how much time in the second quarter. And then he got it together. I give Jason Collier a ton of credit. I mean, the guy came back and fought through it. You know, a little hamstring. I'll throw it right out there to you. Jerry, where's Jerry at? He's not here. He would love that. But he had a hamstring, and he came back in the second half. He had a hole maybe in the third quarter. But Jason did a heck of a job helping us win that football game.
Sauls hit those two field goals, but I think maybe the more important one might have been the end of the first half. What did you make of his
The
performance?
most important one was at the end of the game. I mean, that's a game winner right there. That's a big time play. We got a lot of faith in Ben Sauls, and he was over 90% during fall camp. He's money, and you know, again, points are points, whether in the first half or second half. You know, you take the three when that's what you got, and go with it.
It seemed like you talk all week about how, hey, since he's going to drop eight, and you saw a lot of times they had a second defender on a lot of you guys' primary targets. When did you see Eli being able to settle down and sift through that and find the right guys?
You know, I think experience. I mean, you know, you can't, you know, you come into a great atmosphere in Cincinnati. They got a good game day atmosphere, you know, just experience. I mean, you can't get that in practice. Just, you know, the experience is just going to make him a heck of a lot better here as we move forward. He knows he's been there now. He's been on the road, and you know, it'll make us better.
When you said Eli apologized to you, that's just for not playing the way he wanted to in the first half?
Yeah, the way, you know, just like, you know, the first thing he said to me after the game, it won't happen again. But yeah, just, you know, sorry, coach. But, you know, hey, it wasn't just him. It was all of us. It was coaches and players, and it's not just on the quarterback. You know, he gets all the credit when things are going good, and sometimes he's going to get, you know, the minuses when he's not.
What's this do for a program, Pat? To have you don't see comebacks this size that often. What do you think it does for you guys?
I think it gives them belief. You know, we talk about faith and belief all the time, and you know, our guys believed, and there was never a time on the sideline. We talk about emotion and energy on the sideline. There was never a time on the sideline where our guys didn't think they could get it done. And I always talk about feeding off each other. You know, our offense scores and our defense. You know, our defense got stronger as our offense kept scoring. They got stronger. That's what we didn't have a year ago, where we are feeding off of each other. Then the offense scores, we go up, and then we get into victory defense and shut it down and win the game at the end. So I mean, it's like everything. You know, we had a 4-minute stop. We had a 2-minute. You know, at the end of the half. How about the 2-minute at the end of the half and the field goal? You think that field goal was important with, was it 33 seconds left on the clock at the half, and we get in field goal range and kick a 53-yarder? I mean, that's, you know, you had a game winner at the end of the half, and you had a game winner, you know, at the end of the game. Ben Sauls.
It seemed like in the second half there, the defense really stepped up, just based on what the linebackers were able to do and the pressure on the quarterback. Just what did you think of their?
Yeah, I don't know how many pressure we had. You know, we didn't get enough, but he got the ball out well. I mean, he did a nice job. But I don't know how many sacks we had today. But we didn't get enough. But he's good with the ball. He's a really good football player.
Your defense allowed 7 yards in the fourth quarter. Who did you see being the leading voice out there to keep that team, keep their heads high and focused to make those kind of adjustments?
You know, I don't know. I would say, you know, Brandon George would be one of them, but I think, you know, coaches and players, it better be more than one guy. You know, I think, you know, the coaches held it together and were positive on the sideline, and that's all you can be. You know, you coach it up off the iPad, what you see, get things better. I snapped a couple times. You know, when I see some stuff on the iPad, you know, between series, you know, that's not good. You know, it's you know, valuable to have those iPads out there just to, you know who you're attacking. You can't wait till Sunday to figure it out. You know, we played much better at the corner position in the second half, and again, we made some plays and made some good adjustments.
Anything final before we bring our players up?
Pat, when you make a hire like you did with Cade, and then you see an offense like this do this in the second half, what's it do just for the belief of like, hey, yeah, I think we did a good job getting this offense together?
You know, we've had belief for a while. It wasn't just, you know, after last week or after this week. You know, I told our team last night that, you know, I've got more confidence. I've been, you know, coming into 10th season, I have more confidence in what our guys can do in that room. I told them last night before they went to bed that, you know, I couldn't be more confident about what we can do on, you know, in really all 3 phases. And we've made our mistakes, trust me. You know, the penalties, we'll look at those. I mean, we started twice, you know, inside the 15-yard line again. It's hard for anybody to go down there. I think we started, you know, at the 6-yard line. We took it 94 yards for a touchdown as well. But you know, we didn't have the winning. We did win, you know, the time possession, and we certainly didn't win the field position. Those are 2 critical things. And you know, special teams has got to get better. We've had 2 holdings on kickoff return this season so far. It's 2 and 2. That's not good. And it puts our, you know, we had some pretty good kickoff returns with Kenny Johnson. You know, hitting it up in there, and you know, they get called back for a hold. So we got to clean that stuff up. I'm just going to get the guys off that, you know, can't get it done, and go with guys that will.
Coach, thank you very much.